Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name's Dida and welcome to Dida's Corner. So as you can tell from the title of the video, I am here to review the Molly Cosmetics Silisponge. This is the package that it came in, and in case you've been living under a rock this entire time, there's been this product called the Silisponge that went insanely viral and every single person has been reviewing it, and clearly I am very late on the bandwagon, but here I am finally reviewing something that I bought a long time ago. I bought it way back in 2016. I bought it in December. In case you guys didn't know this, Molly Cosmetics is actually the company that first created this sponge. I'm basically one of those people who always believe in supporting the original talent. If you guys follow me on my other social medias, then I'm sure you know I'm one of those people who go insane when I see plagiarism, and I'm a big advocate for creatives and their products, you could say. So like for instance here, Molly Cosmetics was the originator of this product, so of course I would buy from Molly Cosmetics only and not the other copycats, because being a creative myself, I believe that it takes a lot of effort to come up with an idea, and when other people copy you, I don't like that. Like I said, if you follow me on my other social medias, then you guys know how insane I get when it comes to copying and plagiarism and all that good stuff. So yeah, that's why I bought it from Molly Cosmetics. So if you guys are interested in buying this, which honestly I don't know if anyone ever is these days, just because I've seen so many negative reviews about this, so I'm a little skeptical about using this myself, but I bought it, I might as well use it, right? So if you guys are at all interested in buying this product and want to support the originators, then go ahead. In my description box I am going to have the link to the shop where you can buy this, and at this point they actually have many variations of the sponge, which I think is great. That just shows ingenuity, and at least it shows that they're also trying to make it as good and as easy as possible to use it, so kudos to them. So you don't actually have to buy the original sponge, you can actually buy other variations that they have now, which also come in different colors, and they have glitter and they're quite pretty. And I will also have a code that you can use where you can get 20% off. The code is Khadija, and if you guys don't know, that's actually my real name, because so many people think that Dida is my real name, but that's just a nickname that I was given as a child by my family, and I've just related to that name more, to be honest, but this is my real name. I also have about 9 of their lipsticks, and I think the formula of their lipsticks is amazing. If you guys want to see a review on those lipsticks, then just let me know in the comments below and I will get to it. And if you want to buy those as well, then you can also still use the code on the lipsticks. And as an extra, these guys also offer free shipping worldwide, so even if you're in Kenya, then yeah, clearly it worked out for me, so it can work out for you. I just had it shipped to my PO box and it worked. But yeah, you guys came for a review of this product, so you know what, we're just gonna go straight into it, because honestly I don't want this intro to be any longer than it should be. So yeah, now that y'all are zoomed in, ignore this hot mess. Obviously putting on makeup with hijab on is difficult as it is, and I don't want to ruin my hijab, so I've just put on a turban and just have like my hoodie over on top. So yeah, let's test this bad boy. First impression of this thing is that it's very squishy. It's so much more squishy than you expect. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to prime my face. I'm going to prime my face with this City Color primer oil. It calls itself an oil, but I don't know, it's a very odd consistency. Yes, it's oily, or it feels like an oil for that matter, but once you put it on your face, for some strange reason it doesn't get greasy. So this is also something that might help people with oily skin tones, skin types, because immediately it touches your face it stops being greasy. So I'm just gonna rub that all over my face. By the way, I got this one from Makeup Addiction. I'm going to link the shop down below in the description if you are interested in getting this. I personally really like this primer. It also has a really nice scent to it, and it does a really good job of hydrating your skin if you have really dry skin like myself. So I would suggest this to people with dry skin especially. Also, of course, since this is the first time you guys are seeing me without makeup, unless of course you follow me on Snapchat, which, by the way, if you're not, then like, I mean, I know I've got a few issues here and there, especially my dark circles, but hey, we're all human, right? We all have these things, right? Because of my dark circles, I like to correct them with this orange corrector from LA Girl, and I got mine also from Makeup Addiction. So again, if you are interested, I will have that in the description box below. And they're really cheap, by the way. I didn't mention earlier, like the primer oil, I can't really remember, but I think this was like 800, I think. I'm gonna have the real price here. And then this corrector, they sell their LA Girl concealers for only 500, which I think is really reasonable. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this under my eye. So like you saw, I also like to put the orange corrector on my eyelids just because my entire eye area is a lot darker than the rest of my face. So I usually use that to help conceal the darkness. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the Silisponge to actually blend it out. Let's just hope this works out. So right off the bat, I'm just going to say, number one, it feels very strange. Also, just like of course they always say, this doesn't soak up product, obviously. So I just realized I used the usual amount that I use of the concealer. So it's looking a little more orange than usual, just because I forgot to use less of product than I normally would. So I don't know, man, but it did do a good job of blending it. It did take a lot longer than usual. So one thing that I really love about this blender is I've got a tissue here, and obviously since I'm about to do my foundation next, what I love about it is that I can literally just clean it up and I'm ready for the next product. So for foundation, I'm going to be using my Tarte Empowered Hybrid Gel Foundation, just because out of all my foundations, this is the one with the thickest formulation. And obviously I've seen a lot of reviews by now of this product, and many people tend to say that the thicker the product, the better this sponge works. So that's why I'm going to use this foundation, because it's the thickest out of all the ones that I own. Also, just in case you're curious, I have the shade Medium Tan Honey, and in MAC foundations I am in NC42, so that can be a good judge of shade. I actually bought this online, so I don't know if there's a better shade match for me, just because I've never actually tried them in person, but this also matches me pretty well. So I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I think I'm just gonna dip it in and then just place that on my face. Wow, I actually picked up a lot. I'm going to try and use less than I usually would so that I can save on product. I think this should be enough though. Okay, so I just started without really saying what I was trying to do, but basically the page says that you swipe, and oh my god, you guys, I actually used a lot. This is a lot. So it says to swipe and then you dab it. Okay, so as I'm going along, I don't know if my camera is picking this up, but I don't know if you can tell, especially on this side of my face, it really creates like skid marks kind of, and it's especially because it has that little edge there, and it's just not blending as well as I would like it to. Sorry. It's okay, but I definitely look painted, you know? So I'll say this, if you are patient enough, then you definitely can blend your foundation to look a little more normal. But if you have no time, then definitely stick to your normal sponge. Another thing is that with this sponge or silicone blender, then your foundation kind of just like sits into your skin. It doesn't really sink in like it normally would, but it's not bad either. With this, if you're looking for like bam full coverage makeup, then this is definitely it, because it looks extremely full coverage and it really helps save on your product, because I usually use a lot more of this foundation than I did this time. Anyway, I'll give you my full thoughts at the end, I guess. Okay, so next it's time for concealer, and I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape concealer, and mine is the shade Tan Sand. This one, honestly, I am a little scared, only because this particular concealer, if you've used it before, then you know how full coverage it is, so I just don't know how much more full coverage it can get, and I'm scared of how it'll look. So just judging from the way I apply the foundation, I'm definitely going to use like a third of the amount of product that I would normally use of this. So I'm just going to do like 2 dots, and I'm gonna go do it on the bridge of my nose and just a little bit at the top. And there, I think that's enough. If I need to add more, then I'll add more. So just like I suspected, guys, I really did not need to use a lot of concealer, just because it's really managed to spread out. I'm trying my hardest to make it blend and look as seamless as possible. It's just this damn little line. I wish they would fix that. I wish these sponges didn't need that. Like, if it could just be seamless, then I think it should be okay, because every time that thing goes into your product, then it creates like a little line, which is really bugging me, because it's doing a good job, but that little line is what's bothering me. Okay, so I have blended this out, honestly, as much as I can. My arm is hurting at this point just because I really don't exercise in life. I mean, who does at this day and age? But I've really tried my best, so I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my makeup and finish this face off camera, just because I don't think there's anything else I can use this sponge for, because I've done my base now. So I'm just going to do the rest off camera and come back and tell you my thoughts on this little gizmo right here. Okay, so I'm back and my makeup's done, as you can tell, and I fixed my scarf. So now to my actual thoughts of the sponge. So I have quite a lot of thoughts about this. So I think just to be a little more positive about this, I'm going to go ahead and start with the pros. So number one, obviously, is that you do not waste any product with this. It's clearly made of silicone. It's not going to soak up or absorb any of your product, meaning you save quite a bit. I only used a little bit of foundation. I used about 1/3 of the amount that I would usually use, as well as my concealer. So in that sense, I think this is amazing, because you will save a lot of money in the long run. 2 is the fact that you can easily clean it. We all know the hustle of cleaning our beauty blenders, which is one of the most annoying things that any girl can go through. And of course, it tends to stain permanently as you go along with the lifespan of your beauty blender. I mean, look at this. I have the sponge here, which is used, and a piece of tissue, and I literally just need to wipe it, and it's like new again. So I really love that about it. 3, this will last you so much longer. Like I mentioned earlier, your sponge tends to stain very easily and can stain permanently, which is really annoying, because you have to throw it away in about 3 months if you wash it regularly. And with this, clearly this will last me a long time. I mean, unless I like pierce it one day, but I can't, because I have very short nails. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed. I don't keep long nails for hygienic purposes, and because I can easily scratch myself because of my eczema. I have really bad eczema, in case you guys didn't know, FYI. So that's going to be hard for me to like pierce through it. But if you have long nails, then you have to be a little careful about piercing this, because once you pierce the outer covering, then that's when your sponge is done. But unless you do that, then this will probably last you forever. And the last pro of this product is that when you use your foundation or concealer, you get like bam full coverage. So probably even if you had like a medium coverage foundation, then you would still manage to get full coverage out of it, because the way it sits on your skin, it would still cover everything, you know. So if you're looking for full coverage without using too much product, then this is this is the sponge for you. Okay, so now moving on to the cons of this product, and they are a number. Number one, it does not blend your foundation perfectly. Yes, it does blend your foundation, it does, don't get me wrong, but it just doesn't look natural. You know what I'm saying? The beauty blender would like soak up a bit of your product, but it does give a nice natural finish to your skin, whereas with this it just kind of like sits on your face. It doesn't really sit properly or sink into your face, so in that sense this is a no-no, and that's my biggest no-no for it. Two, the way it's shaped. I mean, okay, clearly, like I said, I am late to the bandwagon. They have released a ton of different new shapes and sizes of this, but this particular one is not that easy. Like the shape of it doesn't really get into some of the areas as easily. I don't know if you could tell in the part of the video where I was using it, it was a little awkward, especially getting into the areas under your eyes, just because it is a little fat, so that's a big con for me. Three is this lining edge. I wish there was a way that they could make this completely seamless. I've noticed that every single sponge out there that's been made has this seam, and if this could go away, then I think it would be a lot better, just because when I was trying to blend in my foundation, when this part touched your face, it left a mark, and I didn't really like that about it. Four, it takes a really long time to actually blend it properly. Like I said, you can blend your foundation with this, but it takes a long time before you get to a look that you would actually be happy with. So yeah, those are the pros and cons of this product, but I do have a few other extra thoughts on this. If you want to make this work, I believe that you would still need your beauty blender. I'm not going to lie to you guys, after I left and finished up my makeup, I did take my beauty blender, sprayed a bit of Fix Plus on it, and just tried to sink the product into my face. So with this, I would say this is perfect for you if you don't want to waste your product. So you could use this first to like swipe the product on top, try and blend it in, and then you could go on top with your beauty blender and just give it a more natural finish. That way you've saved on product and you've made it look good on your skin. And last but not least, even if you don't have a beauty blender and you solely just want to use this, maybe you don't have enough time or you just don't have a beauty blender, then take your time, blend with this, and then I believe once you go over top with your powder, you can bring your face back to normalcy. So I'm not saying that this is a complete flop of a product. I think it was ingenious. I just think it has a little way to go and in terms of perfecting it. So those are my thoughts on this. Now, I have a little surprise for you guys. I obviously hadn't tried this before, and with some of the reviews that I'd seen, I actually thought that this would be a great product when buying it. So when buying it, I bought 2 of them. So I will be putting this in a giveaway on my Instagram soon. The idea is to hit 5k on my Instagram, which should be soon, inshallah. So you know, if you're not following me there, then follow me, and if you're already following me, then you know, tell a friend to follow me. Hashtag shameless self-promotion. But yeah, once I hit 5k, I will be putting this in a giveaway, as well as many other things. If you follow me on Snapchat, then you guys already know about this giveaway. I've talked about it so many times, and this is one of the surprise items that I didn't tell you guys about. So you will be winning this. I know I didn't talk highly of it, but I had bought this second one for that purpose, so I'm still gonna give it away. Feel free to do whatever you want with it. If you don't like what I said about it, if you don't like how it looks on your face, then you can give it to a friend, or I don't know, just throw it away if you're not happy with it. But yeah, this will be going in a giveaway once I hit 5k on Instagram. But yeah guys, those are my thoughts on the Molly Cosmetics Silisponge. Like I said earlier, Molly Cosmetics were actually the first people who created this viral sponge, so kudos to them for this ingenious idea. So in case you're interested in buying it, I would suggest buying it from the source. So yeah, I think that's it guys. I really don't have much more to say. Feel free to follow me on any of my other social medias if you aren't already. And if you're not subscribed to this channel and you liked what you saw, then you know, subscribe down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any ideas for future videos, then hit me up in the comments below. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments below as well, and I will answer you immediately I can. And thank you all so much for the support, guys. Thank you so much for watching this. I love you all so much, and yeah, don't forget, Dida loves you. Hashtags shameless. Hashtags. Another thing I love about this, I literally forgot what I wanted to say. I should have written down everything that I was thinking.